My name's Shelby. I'm a professional bridal makeup artist. Let's get ready while I tell you the story about the time that I was an hour late, over an hour late, to do makeup for a bridal party. This literally happened to me like not even 2 weeks ago. So, a very stressful day. I've been a professional bridal makeup artist for over 7 years, going on 8 years, and the only other time that I've ever been significantly late to a bridal party or like a bridal appointment was out of my control because of traffic, and I only had one person to put makeup on, so it ended up being totally fine. But this time I had 8 bridal party members to do, had 8 people to put makeup on by myself, and I'd originally set out for around 4 hours and 15 minutes or so. I'm pretty fast, but even that is like really crunched for time even for me. So to give you a little backstory, this wedding is about 4 hours away from my house. So normally on a morning or the night before, I calculate out my drive, which I do this way ahead of time also, but I've been to this venue before, so I already knew that it was going to take me 4 hours to get there. So I really have a hard time getting to sleep and going to sleep and staying asleep when I know that I'm going to have like a really long drive ahead of me the next morning. I didn't have to get up too terribly early, so I set my alarm for 5:45 so that I would leave by 7 a.m. And that was where the chaos began. I surprisingly sleep really well. My alarm goes off at 5:45 and I roll out of bed a little bit before 6 a.m. I kind of sit in bed, pre-plan what I'm going to wear, scroll through TikTok, scroll through Pinterest, trying to find outfit inspo, and finally get out of bed right around 6 a.m. I hop in the shower, I do all of my morning routine, I even wash my hair and put it into rollers. Like I did a full blowout, I did a full glam, like I did it all, honestly. Like I was taking my sweet time, and I eventually get ready to leave the house right around 7 a.m. It's as I'm leaving the house, like as I'm walking out the door, that I realize I have made a really terrible mistake in time management or just like planning in general, and that I was supposed to leave at 6 a.m., not 7 a.m. I should have set my alarm for 4:45 a.m., got up around 5 a.m., got ready, and then left the house at 6. But it is 7, and I'm about to get in my car and make this 4-hour drive, knowing that I'm going to be an hour late. As soon as I make this realization, I start trying to contact the planner because I don't want to stress out the bride, so the planner is my first point of contact. So I try reaching out to multiple phone numbers that I have for the planner, and I call, I text, I send an email, no response. And I'm a little frantic, if I'm honest, because I know I have a 4-hour drive to think about the fact that I'm going to be an hour late, and I have 8 people to put makeup on. And now, instead of having 4 hours, or a little over 4 hours to do makeup, I'm only going to have 3. 3 hours to do 8 people's makeup is absolutely insane. And I am fast, like I said, but I'm not that fast. And I was just like, there's no way on God's green earth that I'm going to be able to make this work. And I just started freaking out. So after not getting a hold of anybody from like the wedding planner's team, I just went ahead and reached out to the bride. I was like, I want to go ahead and let her know. I don't want it to be a surprise, and I don't want her to hear this from anyone else. I'd rather her hear it from me. So I send her an email and I'm like, hey, good morning. I will see you soon. I am going to be about an hour late just due to poor planning on my part, but I promise that we'll have enough time to do everyone. I'm not even worried about it. You don't worry about it. Like everything's going to be just fine. And I tried to play it super cool because I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to try my best. And then I frantically start searching for someone to come and assist me that's local, that might be available for a few hours to come help me out do this bridal party, because I was doing it completely solo. I normally don't do bridal parties of like 6 or more by myself, but this one was a good 4 hours away from me, so all of my normal assistants just aren't available to do like that kind of travel all the time. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna be doing this one by myself. Then I'm trying to find someone on the way there, like as I'm driving, which is so bad, and I know I should not have been doing that, but I was freaking out, girl. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because there's no way I'm gonna be able to do everyone all by myself. The bride emails me back. She's like, no worries, we'll see you when you get here. She honestly didn't seem that stressed out. I did get a text back from the planner shortly thereafter. I'm honest, the planner didn't seem very happy with me, which I don't blame her one bit because I probably wouldn't be very happy with me either. And she was like, yeah, we really don't have any wiggle room in the timeline. Like, just let me know what you're gonna be able to do. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my best. So I just like start making a plan in my head because, to be honest, all of the people that I reach out to are booked, out of town, unavailable, like the drive is too far, yada yada yada. It's just not working out. So I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I literally decide that I'm gonna have 20 minutes to do each person's makeup, except the bride, who I'm giving myself a good 45 minutes to an hour for, and we're just gonna have to make do with that. I make my 4-hour drive. I end up missing a turn at some point and putting myself there closer to like 11:10 or 11:15, and honestly, everything is sending me into a spiral at this point. Like, I just stopped for gas. I was catching like every red light, just like everything was sending me. I was like, okay, yeah, this is like literally the worst day. So stressed, my anxiety level is through the roof, and I still haven't even gotten to work yet. So I finally get there right around 11:10, and I rush into the bridal suite, and everyone is so calm. No one's freaking out. No one looks angry at me. At least if they were mad, nobody let me in on it, which I was so grateful for. And I just start setting up and get to work. It was like they were okay. I ended up keeping to my timeline pretty strictly and doing exactly what I told you my plan was, to do everyone's makeup in about 20 minutes. And I was actually moving very fast. I was like boogieing through doing the girlies' makeup, and they were all so nice to me. I was so worried that everyone was gonna be like, I don't know, in a bad mood with me, which would be totally understandable, but they were so nice, and I was like, oh my god, I don't deserve this, but thank you so much. You have no idea how like at ease that makes me. And so then of course I'm providing a better service, which again is not their responsibility, but it was so nice that they were being so nice to me. Even the bride at multiple points was just like, don't worry about it, like everything's okay, we're gonna be fine, they can't start without me anyway, we're all good, we have wiggle room in the timeline. I'm just like, praise God. So I end up starting on her makeup. We needed to have everyone done by like 2:15-ish, and I start her makeup around 1:45, which gave me about 30 minutes, but I ended up taking a little bit longer than that. I think we ended up finishing up around 2:30, but the photographers were so sweet. She was like, no, I've literally had a bride be 2 hours late, so 15 minutes is no big deal. And I was like, okay, it's not that bad. So I did everyone's makeup. They're already on time. I mean, within reason. They were a few minutes late, but it was fine. Everything ended up being okay. I got paid and everyone was happy for the most part. But what would you guys do in that situation? I was freaking out. Like, I literally had the worst anxiety ever, and I was so exhausted by the time I got there. By the time I left, I was like, I just want to make this 4-hour drive home and sleep for the next 24 hours. Do you think he would have been as kind to me as that bride was? Because I don't know if I could have done what she did. She was so chill. She was just like, oh, it's fine, like, it happens. And honestly, I wish I could say that it's never ever gonna happen again. I'm never gonna let that happen again, but I'm only human, and I can never say never. Literally the most stressful day of my life. I think I can say that single-handedly. Anyway, I'm gonna do my lip combo in the next video, so I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye, bestie.